Steph Curry, he had the night off. Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, they were ready to pick up the slack here. Remember, Shanae, without Steph Curry for the Golden State Warriors, they're 90 and 150 in games all time without Steph, but Draymond picked it up defensively.
One thing I love is Draymond does not run from a fight. He's going up against Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's one of the best post in the paint scorers in the NBA. Held him to 31%, so he loved the challenge.
Draymond was all over Giannis, picked him up 94 feet. The thing that Draymond may be better at than defense is talking. He wanted to talk about it after the game.
Do you think you have a Defensive Player of the Year case this year?
I think, obviously, we keep winning and close this year out strong, most definitely. I look around the league, I don't see many players impacting the game on the defensive end the way I do. I don't see many players completely throwing off an entire team's offense the way I do. So 1,000%, especially with Wemby going down. Seemed like he had it won, and now it's right there. So 1,000,000% I have a case, and I'll continue to build that case for these next 13 games.
Well, he does need to play in 11 of those next 13 games to qualify. The Warriors' defense, though, it's been incredible since the debut of Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green has really been an anchor for that. Golden State, the second best defense in the NBA during that stretch, and Dre has held opponents to 42% shooting on their shots, 7th best in the league. That's according to Second Spectrum. It's been 8 years since Draymond was named Defensive Player of the Year. UD, do you think that he is the DPOY this year?
He's definitely in the conversation.
Okay.
And I like it because he's old, like me. It's been 8 years since Draymond has had the Defensive Player of the Year. At 35 years old, it's remarkable that we even having this conversation. So shout out to Draymond. But there's very few guys in the league that can really guard 1 through 5 and be effective. And he's one of those guys that can guard 1 through 5.
All right, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it because when his career is over, we're going to say he probably deserved a couple more, right? That's the nature of the conversation. And this year, there's an opening now without Victor Wembanyama. But I'm curious what you guys think about Evan Mobley. A lot of people see him as a favorite. Their defense is number 8 in the NBA. The torture chamber, when you have a nickname like that because your team is number 1 defensively and you get the toughest defensive assignment, I want you guys to think about this. I believe the Oklahoma City Thunder have the fewest opponents scoring 30 points. That's because he takes on those guys. He's committed. Dyson Daniels just made some history. He has the most steals in an NBA season since 2008. That was CP3's year.
And the best nickname in the NBA, the Great Barrier Thief.
Exactly. So there's some options out there. The Great Barrier Thief, the torture chamber. I'm surprised Draymond doesn't have one.
Well, look, I'm not mad at it. It's definitely a conversation when it comes down to Draymond. Here's what pisses me off.
Oh.
Hey.
Okay,
it's right there.
But this is early.
It's too early to be mad.
Why is it leaning towards, when it comes down to the Defensive Player of the Year, why does it lean towards the big wings or big men? Like, the Oklahoma City Thunder has the best defensive team in the NBA, right? They have the MVP in SGA.
Who's like number 4 in steals per game.
He's number 2.
Oh, there you
go. So let's go to the other side of the floor for SGA. Why isn't he in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation? He's top 20 for his opponent's field goal percentage. At his position at the guard, for his block shots, he's top 5. He's number 2 in steals. Their team leads every category defensively. They're number 1. Why is he not in that conversation?
Oh, my gosh.
We always leaning towards the bigs and who's blocking shots and who's rim protecting.
I'm so excited.
SGA is doing this damn thing.
When you think about seasons of this nature where you win MVP and DPOY and win a championship, I think the last one was Houston, Hakeem Olajuwon.
No, it was actually Giannis, I believe.
Was it Giannis?
It might have been in Giannis.
Both of y'all.
No, I said and win a championship.
It might be Giannis.
And win a championship.
Not all the same year. Giannis was an MVP.
Okay.
Yeah, you're killing my role. I think it's the king.
Go ahead.
Research is confirming as we speak. J-Joe, what you got?
He's working on it.
Yeah, continue.
I'm pretty sure. But, you're right, because we always talk about how he leads the NBA in scoring, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that he has been, consistent with the most 40-point games, all those types of things. But we don't really talk about the impact he had defensively as much, maybe because he's playing alongside and defending alongside Lou Dort as well.
No, it's because he's guarding the weakest defender on the other team. He's guarding the weakest offensive player on the other team. That's why. We all know what people do with their superstars. They hide their superstars. He's probably guarding the guy that's going to get 5 shots. He's playing off the ball. He can shoot the passing lane to get a steal. We're not giving SGA no damn defensive player of the year. We're not doing that. We can give him the MVP. He can score at all three levels like
how quick
Jesus.
that changed Malik.
But we is not giving him no
You
defensive
don't think
player.
they searching them out?
Thank you,
No.
J-Joe. I'm
And he have
correct.
to go in his yard?
Everybody search Steph out of what Steph do. Pass him along to somebody else and go up in that.
Not when he won that championship.
So,
he
Perk,
was
I have a
going
question.
down
Perk,
Horford on
Perk,
that
I
low
have a
block.
question. If it's not SGA and it's not Draymond, who do you think
And it ain't
should
Evan
be?
Mobley.
Well, I mean, it's a
Zubac took him to the
conversation.
dungeon last night.
We're going to get to that.
Okay.
Here's what I'll say about Draymond Green. Draymond is one of the most influential and impactful defensive players of the last 15 years. If he only has one DPOY,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I do think we're going to look back at that with some questions. All right. I do have a trivia question, not who was the last player to win Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, and a championship, but
I have that
do
one.
you happen to know what the most watched regular season game in NBA history was? I have some clues for you, okay?
Ooh.
It featured two Eastern Conference Finals teams. Neither team won the title that season. And if you're a movie fan, Toy Story was the #1 movie that year.
96, 97?
Ooh, you're
I mean, it's Toy Story that's helping me.
You're
honestly.
close.
I'm so
Is it,
All right.
is it the
Wow.
Bulls?
Dang.
Oh,
The Bulls versus
my girl's going for it.
the Knicks?
Oh, she's so close. It was the
Bulls versus
Bulls
Pistons?
and the Pacers.
Oh,
it
so
was
freaking
March
close.
19th of 1995. And that's
Look at him go.
35 million people tuned in for Michael Jordan's return from retirement.
Do I get do I get up
You get
when you
half
said
credit.
that? Do I
Yeah.
get another point on
Yeah,
who said
you
that?
get
for that?
another. We're gonna. I'm
And Stephen Curry last night and still beat the Bucks by 11. Jimmy Butler was 2 assists away from a triple-double, and Golden State improved to 15-2 with him in the lineup. The Warriors are 7-3. Jokic or Murray. We say hey to our basketball analyst Shanae Ogumike. Okay, so Shanae, should the Warriors feel some type of momentum moving forward after last night without Curry?
What? Absolutely. The Warriors are riding high. They were tested the last 2 games and they emerged successfully. They made a statement. And first, it really relies on the shoulders of Jimmy Butler. He was the reason why Curry minutes matters the most, and he had a big game. But it wasn't just Jimmy Butler. It was also the defense of Draymond Green. Giannis shot 31% from the field. I think it was his worst shooting performance in the last 2 seasons. So when Draymond talks about a lot of things, sometimes we don't listen. But when it comes to defense, he's pretty much on point because he anchors one of the best defenses of the new year.
Yeah, we'll see if they're actually able to win that championship he mentioned earlier in the season. We are in the final stretch, about 1 month away until the NBA playoffs. What are some storylines that you're following?
All right, let's start with the MVP, the most valuable player, SGA. I like how it's an acronym right there because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, as you see right there, an NBA best 30 points per game this season. It's not what he does, it's how he does it. The fact that Anthony Edwards earlier, so many players are saying this man cannot be stopped. He has really led them throughout the course